go. I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution, another opportunity for us to consider how everything we think is real is made up of the unreal. It's Kristen here with me already. Thank you, dear friend, for finding yourself here. The real and the unreal. Kristen commented on yesterday's flower. This is delightfully trippy. And I appreciate that comment. So I'll share with you, friends, what yesterday's work looked like. Delightfully trippy. See, nice vitality as well. Is that loaded? I think that might be loaded. These little swoopies particularly pleased me, Kristen. I really like the way these ones turned out. I also really like that little face. Hey, I'm a little person. And then those blues, I really like as well. Yeah, my Patreon arts. This one is actually available to free members as well. We gained a few new free members recently, so I was like, yeah, let me give our free members a little something too. Maybe I'll do day one flowers for the free members as well. And then if you want the rest of the gallery, you can pay me a single dollar a month for them. Yeah, no, like I'm really asking a lot here, but I deserve to. I work hard. Hey, Sam. It's nice having you again. Sending you love, friend. So pretty. Thank you, Kristen. Dan, it's nice having you here too, Brother Bear. There we go. Love is true. We can start consciously evolving, shall we? I think free members need a 5+ go get a sample of what those look like to vary. To get a sample of what those look like too. Very different. Yeah. I'm completely in agreement. The more geometry flowers definitely do change the energy. Maybe there can be some sort of voting system, to the members that support me more. They can decide which flower is the best one out of the last 9. And then maybe one of those can be made available to the free members. That could be fun. Could be a way, to add some participation. Can I do it from here? No, I can't. Bruh. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, Patreon. Like, these are the only options they give me for like uploading something, right? So here I'm on the Patreons, and then there's this button for uploading things, and then they give me photos that I can take right now, photos in my gallery, videos, or links that I can URL to, but I cannot create polls directly in my software. Their software is still pretty lackluster. Surely it will catch up at some point. But I do like that idea. Yesterday was the first time we did like a free post like that, so the fact that you're giving me more context, I think, is good. I appreciate that, Kristen. Just make sure it's not too much work for you. Yeah, like I just wish it wasn't. It's not supposed to be that much work for me. It's supposed to be yibbity skibbity, seal, view, yow, flip flop, be bopping, and then I'm done. But no, 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 I have to. Now I have to like probably open it on a computer or something, which I know is not that big a deal. But woe is me, you know. All of my very real problems are made up of unreal things, right? Suddenly, technically, it could be real, but this thing we're talking about isn't real. And yet, it's real. my Carl Jung papers to this device. So I think I'm going to maybe even start reading. I just realized I'm running like fast running out of storage on this device. I have like a few gigabytes left. My art is too big. Let me see what costs. What costs? I don't have any money right now, but what costs SD cards? I do think I have an SD card slot on this thing. SD card? It's not too bad. Oh, okay, but these are. I think it's like a scaling thing, where as soon as you get to the kind of storages that you would want to justify putting in your computer, it goes up a lot. But it's not that bad. It's kind of bad. I'll add it to cart for later, for some time. Once upon a time, when that can be justified, it will be. Right now, I think I can still, transfer some of my media files to another like external device and clear some stuff up. Then is your stand up on YouTube? Sorry if it's already been discussed. I wonder. I think we've encouraged him to put it on YouTube, but I don't think there's been another discussion of it actually happening. We have Jovan here too, saying Dan Man, and Samuel Obama the Jamma, and Redo Shadow Ghetto, and Gavity do Scoobity Woobity. It's nice having you. Thank you for joining us, dear friend. I'm really struggling to come up with gibberish names for Melt. Melt Morian, Manosphere, Megalithic, Mongomelos, Mom Melter, Momonian Melt Momos, Momos, Megalo Momos. Yeah, it is kind of hard. Like, you really do the other ones well. The Shamalabo, Lambo Jamo, Rada Shadakado. I get it. Hello, friends. Hey, it's nice having you here. Hello. This is the very last of the nugs I have of a strain called Hella Jelly, and it smells like candy. I shouldn't. I shouldn't smell it that hard, I guess. Smells like candy. Like, actually smells like candy. It's so nice. Fit is here with us as well. Hey, Fit. You've been missed, friend. It's nice having you here today. Grandmaster Melly Mel. Like, the way you spell that Melly is very close to the way we spell Mealy, which is our word for corn. And I can be pretty corny sometimes, so I think it checks out. Grandmaster Millie Melt. Is that Melly? Melly Melt? I don't even know. That is true. Mr. Master Melty McGee. McGee. Maybe it's supposed to be McGee. Mr. Melty McGee. Ham and cheese melt. Please, melt. Release me. No. But I find them to deserve help. I don't even know what's going on. I feel like my mind is in that space where it's like it wants to learn something. It wants to do something. Like there's so much hours in my day, and I want to do more reading. And for some reason, this want to do more reading is also coming up at the same time as the need to do more working, right? So having less leisurely time. I misspelled it. Melly should be Mel. Ah, masterful. Grandmaster Mel. Grandmaster Mel. Is that how I'm supposed to say it? I'll make you unreal and then real. I mean, in a way, when you melt something, it's never not real, right? But in the same way that this thing is a real Dynavap to me. If I had to melt the metal down that this Dynavap is made up of, and then had to try and make another one, it won't be real anymore. It'll be the exact same metal, right? To the atom. But it won't be a real Dynavap anymore. Right? So what makes things real? I believe a bunch of unreal things. A bunch of unreal things, right? Like it's unreal how much I love this product. It's unreal how there's a whole team of people that are being paid money to spend their time engineering, changing the shape of, iterating on the design, working on the machinery to create this little thing. That this thing was produced in America and now it's in my hand, right? That's unreal. And yet, this experience is very real to me, at least. I'm just trying to like impart today's topic because it's a little bit hard to define in that way. Sam, you don't get gray in your beard like this from doing easy things. Sam, it's harder to unexist someone or to re-exist them afterwards. I mean, it depends on your application of the unexistence and re-existence, right? Like there are ways. There are ways. You can. For him to make me unreal and make me real again, the easiest way for him would be to drown me, and then after I stop moving, to resuscitate me. Please don't. Please don't do that. I would appreciate if you don't do that. But that would be how you would. Does Afrikaans have many dialects? Yeah, we do. We do have a few dialects. I don't know if many necessarily, but like at least two. At least two different dialects. One is the Cape Townian Afrikaans dialect. I think there. Hey Google, how many Afrikaans dialects are there? Yeah, okay. There are a few. More than two. Maybe a few. We have Cape Afrikaans, involved from the Malay languages, spoken by slaves who worked on sugar plantations and spoke a Portuguese-based Pidgin. East Cape Afrikaans is a unique dialect that is developed due to the strong connections between Dutch and English settlers and other African communities. And then there's Oranje Rivier Afrikaans, spoken by people of color in the south of the Free State, the northwestern Cape, and Namibia, and has more cuckoo, cuckoo in influence, and then Kaaps Afrikaans. And then it's a list of more. Karoo Afrikaans, Los Lates Afrikaans, an informal Afrikaans mixed with English, Griqua Afrikaans, Burans. Burans is like using the word Afrikaans and then applying boer in front of it, which is our word for farmer. If I was speaking an Afrikaans language, I would probably be speaking a mix between Los Lat, Los Lita, Loslit Afrikaans? Yeah. I would probably be speaking Loslit Afrikaans, an informal Afrikaans mixed with English. And Burans. I've never used that word in my life, but it sounds cool. It sounds kind of cool. I brought Burans by donkey. Ik praat nie Afrikaans nie. Ek praat Boerans. I think it's because of the Boerans. It's the Boerans. It's like the way the letters are structured. I love it. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the question, Heather. Ducky Doo. Let's hell of a thread mic to unexist somehow. I'm sure there's a track lesson in that for full context. I mean, I'm pretty sure there is an actual track lesson in that where they unreeled someone and then tried to re-reel them and then a piece of them was missing or something or something like that. All right, Sam would let us know. For full context, that was a rapper in the 80s called Grand. Okay, thank you, Fit. Yeah, that context I feel informs me a lot. It helps. For full context, there was a rapper in the 80s called Grandmaster Mel Mel. Melly Mel? Melly Mel? I don't know how I'm supposed to read the first Mel. Malay? Malay Mel. I don't know. You let me know. Nancy, bless you, friends. Oh, I didn't know that today I learned me and you both, Kristen. Oh shit, there was some Q episodes about that. I think Kristen, yeah, there definitely was the Two Bigs episode. Either of them really. There we go. Now we know. John Delancey is a treasure. Yeah, I think that's the one that I saw, the John DeLacy one, because he was on a boat or something when he was supposed to be teleported, and then a piece of him got missing, and it sinked down into the water, and then found itself in a treasure chest. I can't remember it well, clearly, but there was like some beats like that, definitely. What a day! What a day! I think I want to read a little bit of Carl Jung's work. Click off now if you don't want to be philosophy. But I think it'll be interesting, right? Today's and all of these days stream topic has been conscious evolution, right? Quite literally showing up to consciously evolve. And that's a big deal, I believe at least. Pretty big deal. And you are here. I believe all of us are here for that exact reason. And I think maybe if we apply some of this kind of like energy every now and then, it could help us in our process of consciously evolving. But it might be strange, might be unfamiliar, might be something we drop along the way. Who knows, you know. But I know is that I want to do it. So I'm gonna move it here. And there we go. Collected papers on analytical psychology. That sounds so stimulating already. Yay. Doesn't that fill your heart with joy? I am being a little bit coy. I wanna sigh even louder, but I'm like scrolling down. I'm scrolling down trying to get to the part that I can read, and I scroll down this part and I feel like maybe I should read that part of it, and it goes, all rights reserved. No part of this book shall be produced or transmitted in any forms or by any means, electronic or mechanical, including photocopy, recording, or by any information or retrieval system without a written permission from the publisher. So I'm guessing they're probably not gonna want me to freaking read for you, friends. It's pretty lame. I shouldn't say lame. I shouldn't. You're right. I shouldn't. I am suffering right now, just a little bit. Just give me a sec to suffer. I'm wanting for things to be differently. Can you imagine that? Like, it's kind of breaking my brain a little bit. Like, a little bit, honestly. Writing a book titled An Analytical. Let me go and see. Let me go and see. Again, right? Collected papers on analytical psychology. And again, this person. Who did this? The editor. Constance Elon. Constance, you disappoint me, bro. Constance just like put all of this stuff together and translate it. Right? And then makes it so that nobody else can teach that information to someone else. In new technological mediums, like, you know, why is it like that? Because in a way, right? In a way, if I just kind of skimmed over, and the thing that I'm kind of worried about is the fact that YouTube has like algorithms built into it, so it might like pick up beats. I will literally start reading, and that piece I'm reading is going to be transcribed basically verbatim, word for word, the same way the paper will be or whatever. And then that will be flagged or copyright stricken, you know, because the rights were reserved. But why would the average person, you know, like open something that's called a collected of analytical psychology papers? Like no person in their right mind is gonna touch something like that of a poll. Guess we're not either. I'm sorry, I'm being very spazzy about this. That is true. Few episodes are top tier. Loizana is joining us, saying Melt and Shadow and Mandan and Sam and Goob and Jobot and Fitzy and Casey and Duck and Nancy. Thank you. Heather as well. I don't know if you saw Heather. Yeah, Casey, there it is. Thank you, Loizana, for joining us, dear friend. Yay, Kristen's celebrating too. Joy Beef, if you're lurking, hey little lizard man. I want to show you friend's lizard man. I hope I don't scare him. There he is. You see that? He just came running past me. Put himself nice and square in the sun. That's a good spot, little lizard man. You should actually like move a little bit to the right. You'll get some more sunlight. I did see you. And I can see him seeing me right now. And I see us seeing each other. But you have nothing to fear. I do not eat your kind. And even if I did, I'd have to eat so many of you. I would be like a monster. It would be bad. So, you're fine. You got this, though. Mi casa, su casa. You eat all of them little flies and stuff. I mean, you don't have to do what I say. It's so up to you. You know. Did you see that lizard looking my way? Yeah, bro, that's cool. This thing's gonna make like a loud little click sound. You trying to catch something? Or you trying to run from me? Trying to get more sunlight? Maybe. I'm not gonna hurt you, bro. Again, this thing's gonna make click and like a shh. So it's gonna be scary, probably. Listen. There you go. Not even phased, Lizard Man says. Not that scary for you? Its one little arm is like up on the window, it's kinda cute. I'm gonna blow some vapor your way. If you want some, you just take a big breath. If you don't, you just don't inhale. Mm. Interesting, huh? Probably haven't had anything like that. That's nice, I know. Like, I can feel that lizard looking at me even more. This is gonna be a big one. There you go, little lizard person. Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah, it will do that to you sometimes. But I'm fine. How are you feeling? You can see like one of your little leggies are kind of like dangling off the side there. It seems uncomfortable. Hmm. I like to make myself aware that there is a little consciousness in that being that is also seeing. Maybe not seeing the exact way I do, but still. This human experience can be very unreal because again, right? In that experience that I just had, the experience that was very real for me might be very unreal in actuality, right? And I'm not under any illusion that the lizard was like listening to me articulating and making sense of it and being like, oh yes, this human is saying this and thus. No, no. But to me, that exchange was still real. I believe, maybe again, erroneously, I believe that I added to that little lizard's conscious experience because it has little ears, right? It has little eyes. It can see me. It can hear me. It might not understand, but it saw my demeanor, right? There was no lunging at it, trying to kill it. There was no ill intent. There was no harm wished. And I feel good. I feel good having shared that moment with Lizard. Right. So that's real to me at the very least. Cute little lizard guy. Oh, thank you. Forgot about it. Just grabbed it off the shelf this morning. The shirt, fabulous. Yeah, of course. Bless. I have fresh backyard raspberries on my banana pancakes this morning. That sounds so wholesome. Talking about wholesome. Hey, Zano, it's nice having you here. Oh, happy birthday, Heather. It's birthday. It is. Thank you, Jovan, for blessing me with abundance on Heather's birthday. It seems kind of counterintuitive, but look at that big blue bar. That's for you, Heather. Look at that. Love is true. It's my birthday, so I'm dropping sparkly celestial juju in this chat. Sending you those celestial jujus right back. I think that's just for commercial gain, Melt. You don't make commercial gains from reading a passage. Oh. I mean, I might technically, and this is me just being like, I'm joking, but now thanks to Jovan, we have commercially gained from this video. And if I dared read a single passage, I don't know, the hammer of AI algorithm will come down on me. A suit of lawyers, will come for my $5.55. Guns blazing. Give us all your cash, they say. I'm joking, of course, but I'm not as well, right? Like, because I listen to music. I love listening to music. And I love dancing. And then Wednesdays I dance with you friends. And every Wednesday, they take my videos. They're like, oh, I saw you play some copyright music. And that, in a way, is like a chapter, right? I'm not trying to make money with their music. It could be any music, right? A part of me wants to say you're not special. They are kind of special because they made good music in that way, right? But I'm trying to celebrate that. And then the algorithm just like takes your work. It's like, oh wait, oh, that's cool. Not yours anymore though. Now it's not yours. I recently rescued a baby lizard from a spider web. Got the picture to prove it, Mojo. That's so wholesome. It's nice that you share that little synchronicity as well alongside the lizard fractal I just had. And seeing you in the post. I started today's stream by showing yesterday's post. You know, the single geometry flower. Mojo, bless you. Love is true. That's a wild Mojo. Can't wait to see the pigs. Did you enjoy the festival? Nancy, lots of it was great. Unfortunately, the most important bits to me were rain and lightning dot. Yeah, that is unfortunate. You want to tell us which bits? I would like to know at the very least which bits got rained out. You can go into the details, and we can imagine together what it would have been like. And in that way, more of that experience will exist than was allowed to exist because of the thunder and rain. Right? That's not how it works, Mel. Hey, weren't we talking about how so much of what's real is unreal? Well, weren't we talking about that? I'm pretty sure we were. I'm pretty sure. Oh my. I definitely did overcook that previous round. By a considerable margin. That's fine. Sorry to hear that, Lozana. Love is true. Love you, friends. Work, lurk, boat on. Sending you blessings, Jovan. You go and design. Being a designer. There's this one creator on YouTube, and I forget his name. I'm sorry, bro. But he goes, and I think he wears a hat that goes, being a designer is the closest, or no, it's God is a designer. There we go. There we go. That's the one. So, yeah. I mean, we've said that before, but sending you blessings on your creative journey, Ja. The first night, Mount Joy was headlining, and they got lightninged out for over an hour. They finally got to go on stage at about 11:40, and people who did manage to hang in there all said it was the best show ever. Oh wow. I mean, there is definitely like an anticipation thing, right? Like your dopamine systems in your brain is pretty interesting. So I can believe that. That's pretty cool. Were you? I'm guessing the fact that you're saying the people who did manage, you might not have been one of them. 11:40, being only able to go on stage at 11:40 is rough. Like 11:40 for me, depending on the environment. Yeah, it's rough. And there's more. It was the best show ever. For me, choir, got lightning out halfway through. But we did get to sing Neil Young, Johnny Mitchell, and Gordon Lightfoot before things went sideways. At least, that's good. That sounds like there's at least some silver linings throughout your experience. Thanks for the birthday wishes, y'all. I'm making cupcakes with my mom. later because birthdays are special to her. Like Heather, weirdly enough, in this stream, I believe it was Shell, made me aware of the fact that even though we celebrate the person on their birthday, we should also celebrate the person's mother. Because in the same way, it's also a birthday for them. Only in the same way you were birthed, they gave birth, which is also a very big deal. So I'm happy that your mom enjoys celebrating the birthdays like that with you. Though there has been so many storms lately, severe ones it seems. Oh yeah. As climate changes, it do be so, right? Make me wonder if the number or severity of the storms have really increased, or if I'm just more aware in adulthood. I think there's definitely more storms, right? That has been documented recently as well, right? Like there is definitely changes happening to our climate and damages to our economy because of that. But he did go on and apparently was great. Mel, I think that was me that said that to you. It might have been Loizana. It might have been about birthdays being so special for moms. It might have been. Sorry if I had my wires crossed there. I would 100%, hear you saying that to me as well. I think it was in one of our sanghas or something like that. So, that's where my mind kind of like got hooked. I remember Shell talking in the sanghas a lot. So, love you, Lozana. Thank you for reminding me again. Yeah. Celebrate your moms on your birthday too. Echoing that sentiment, Lozana. Thank you, Heather, for bringing that in as well. Gabagoo, my dude. Let me know. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about, Gab? I did a fast. I broke my fast. I upped my protein intake. And I've been exercising. And I feel good. I feel strong. I feel clear. I feel determined. I feel like I'm on a better trajectory than I was just a few weeks ago, and it's 100% in part due to the inspiration that you have, brought into my life. So again, thank you for that. Getting strong. Hello, good day, slay, slay your enemies. I tested 1 reps max for my compound lifts this week. Nice. I don't know if you want to share. Compound lifts are basically like your bench press, your squat, and your leg press, right? Am I missing any of them? I don't know if shrugs are a part of the compound lifts. But shrugs was weirdly enough the weight, the most weight I could move. I could move with shrugs. Like literally just using these trapezius muscles. 170 pounds for bench press. I'm pretty sure that's way more than I ever did. 240 for squat. That is two 20-kilogram plates and the bar. It's a lot. And 300 for the deadlifts as well. That's even more. I might test overhead press today. Yes, bro, you're taking me back to literally the very first exercise I ever did in the gym. I'm not exactly sure what you call them, but you start with a bar, and it's one of those fixed weight bars, and I guess you can do it with, plates as well. But I was not strong enough at that point in my life, so I think I did maybe 20, maybe 25, at most 30 pounds. Is that true? Is my pounds correct? Might be the other way around, like 30, 35, at most 40 pounds, like 20 kilograms, like basically just a bar, a bar without anything on it. And then you have it on the ground, then you squat down, then you pick it up off the ground. and then you push it above your head, and then you bring it down from your head, and then you put it down on the ground, and then you put it down on the ground. You push it above your head. That's the very first exercise I ever did in the gym, and it decimated my body. I was like, oh goodness. I am not nearly as strong as I thought I was. Right. And it was like a reps thing as well. So you're moving that 20 pounds or whatever. No. Yeah, I mean, let's say, even if it's just 20 pounds, you're moving that like 20 times, in a set. And after that, you're pretty beat. And I kind of fell in love with that linearity of it, I guess. It's very easy to progress, to show yourself how you're getting stronger, right? Week by week, your weights are getting heavier. So yeah, bless you, bro. Testing your 1 rep maxes isn't safe though, right? I mean, it's still safe at the weights we're doing right now, right? Not saying that you're not doing a lot of weight. That's a lot of strain to put on your body. Uh, but yeah, me being like, keep keep my homie encouraged, but also be like, homie, don't hurt self, right? Because unfortunately, that's also the other side of it. It's great feeling strong, but it sucks ass hurting yourself in the process. Oh, no, 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 no. Lizard rescue pigs in general. Warning, kind of gnarly. They are probably in spider webs and stuff. I trained weights 5 days a week for an entire year to get to this point. I can't wait to see what I achieve in a year from now. Bro, a lot. And again, like this is like we're still doing everything naturally at this point in our experience. Like, and I do not condone the use of steroids, but I am very interested in the use of gene editing, which is counterintuitive, right? You would think steroids would be better than gene editing, but no, 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 not for me at least. Steroids are like it's like the rough way of doing it, right? Where gene editing is refined. Like the one is, oh, I'm gonna start bulking, and then you go to McDonald's 15 times a day, versus, oh, I'm gonna start bulking, and then you up your calories by a percentage, still eating the same, healthy macros. It's like, yes, you can technically bulk both ways. You can, but one is going to be more precise in what you're trying to achieve, right? And I imagine that like we're gonna keep progressing, and I look forward to progressing this year with you. And then I imagine what like the 40-year-old, 50-year-old versions of us look like, bro. And I still want to. I still want to be, like Jacobo Bacco as like a 50-year-old man. I feel like I owe it to myself. And the way I owe it to myself is by taking care of myself now, right? That's the only way. That's the only way. And I'm proud of you, bro, for doing the same. Whoa, nice effort, Gov, and taking care. What kind of music does Orwell Peck play? His name sounds familiar. Wondering if I saw him last year at Hardly Strictly Bluegrass. Maybe we should ask. Probably Lavazana. I think if anybody knows, she might. I used to really enjoy weightlifting as a hobby sport when I was much younger. I can still move some weight, but I haven't tested myself in a gym in a long time. Again, I get the appeal of move big weight, right? Me strong, move big weight. I get it, I do, but it's not good for us, right? It is actually not good for us. Like our joints, like we have little weaky bits, right? And these little weaky bits have like small little bones in them and stuff, right? And like when you put bars on your little weaky bits, they don't like it. They don't actually like it very much. So I feel I feel like there's a place, absolutely, and especially so for like sculpting the form, right? If your goal is sculpting your form, the weight training is basically the best you're gonna get, I believe at least. But if you want to be strong, you should not be touching the weights at all, almost, right? In my mind, strong for me is being able to like manipulate yourself, your whole body weight on a bar, right? And then being able to manipulate your body weight on a yoga mat as well, or up against the wall. Like that to me is more strength, more usable strength, more applicable strength in the real world than just being able to move that big volume once. I hope that I'm not coming off like saying there's a right way to do strength. I hope that's very clear. I miss it though. It's always been a big boost when you throw up a significant amount of weight. It is true. It is a testosterone thing. Sorry guys, I've been struggling recently. Need a checkup from the neck up here. Nice having you here, Simon. The space is open every day for us to have these checkups. You are welcome, dear friend. Just doing squats alone is good for you. True, Nancy. Very true. Like you don't have to add any weight to your body. You can just do some squats. And because of the amount of muscle, right? This is the joke, and it's something that we don't really think about, right? Like I'm gonna show arm, flex arm, right? Arm muscle. Now my legs and like your legs as well is like an order of magnitude more muscle, right? Like the amount of muscle you have in your legs literally dwarf almost your entire upper body's worth of muscle. So you just doing normal body weight squats, you're activating so much muscle fiber at the same time that you cannot help but burn a lot of energy. And all of that energy, makes your butt pump, makes your heart beat a little bit faster. It's good for your heart. It's good for your body. Some nice stuff. Happy birthday again, Heather. Love is true. Let me see where I was last. Just do the squats. Lost, dazed and confused. Sounds like the life experience, bro. Being dazed and confused. To me, I don't know if I'm dazed and confused as much as I am in doubt. Dazed in doubt. Maybe dazed in doubt, not confused. Right? Because there's the part of me that like, I can do anything. And then there's a part of me that worries if I can do this. Right? The hubris and the imposter monster in the moment. I'm going to add heat to the system. Read your friends' comments, and then maybe we're gonna pull a card. My depression inhibits me from communicating, and I hate that. I don't know if it helps me saying that I understand, but I remember when I was in the depth of my depression, how I had a very hard time talking to the therapist because you don't believe them, right? You don't believe they understand how you're feeling. You don't believe they care. You don't believe they can help. You don't believe anything they have to say is going to be of value to you. You don't believe they'll understand, even if you could try and tell them. You don't believe you can tell them, even if you wanted to. And it's this very, at least for me, it used to be this very, like, narrow lens that I was actively trying to look through, right? And the only way I've been able to get out of it is by making that lens very wide and telling myself over and over again, hey bro, love is true. Yeah, depression. Oh, I'm sad. Or whatever. And I know it's a lot more than that. Believe me, I went the whole 9 yards, right? But at this point, the only reason I'm still alive is because love is true. I would have died, of an overdose if love wasn't true, right? If people didn't care about me, if my body didn't care about me, if this universe, if you friends didn't care about me, right? And it is this like this whole love of breath even. Christian, one of the conversations we've had so many times, that he believes one of the reasons we're here for is for breath. Like the ultimate reason we're here for is to breathe. Like that's what we're actually here for. And just like articulating that to myself again and taking a few breaths, it's almost like it completely changes my train of thought. And for you too, little bit. Breathe more. Breathe deeper. Celebrating the mother of the birthday makes sense in general. Being a mom myself, I definitely feel some tingles in my heart with the flow of memories on those days. Happy birthday to all of the birthdays out there. Orville Peck is originally from South Africa, then moved to Canada from US, then moved to Canada, then the USA. His music might be described as retro future, gay cowboy country, and western, with 100% pop appeal, and his voice could cure the common cold. His voice will break your heart and cure the common cold. That's beautiful. His name, like Popcorn Lewis. His name like Popcorn Lewis. I'm now confused. And he always wears a mask. Oh, I think you have told me about Orville Peck. I just think it's never really. Yeah, I remember the masks especially now, right? And all of the mystery that comes with that. Used to be a mask with long, long fringes to hide the entire face. Then the fringes slowly got shorter. Now he tends to perform in just an eye mask with no fringe, getting a lot of brain fog. Is that normal? Are you taking care of yourself? If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not sleeping well, if you're not eating well, if you're not getting a little bit of sunlight a day, if you're not exercising, if you're not drinking enough water, brain fog is very normal. That sounded so scuffed. I'm imagining that just being clipped. But yeah, if all of those things are not being taken care of, brain fog is a normal occurrence. And it can feel daunting to do all of those things, but you just have to start with one. Get in the groove of doing it, taking care of that part of yourself. You'll get better soon, friend. Which is good because he's unspeakably beautiful. All of us are. Lobazana. You too, dear friend. So my dad's name is Orville too, but Orville Peck is a pseudonym, I'm pretty sure. Hugs to you, Simon. Remind yourself on the bad days that you're not alone. There's likely someone we love wrestling with this, and that we can share love without speaking. Love is true. Thank you. Lois, I was wearing your shirt this weekend. My family came to visit. They think Florida is full of crazy people too. They love this shirt. That's awesome. Lois, it has to be the first name is Popcorn. His first name is Popcorn and his last name is Wiener Joe. Please, my mind. I don't have the capacity to properly build dialogue around those words. If you have if you were here for breaths, then you're also here for farts. No, I think farts is more a byproduct of the food you eat, right? Like if you're here for farts, you'd be like chopping beans and eggs exclusively. What else gives you the farts, right? No, we don't do that. Takes a breath. Please don't bastardize my friend's special thing. It was very old school gold. Cowboys are frequently secretly fond of each other. Willie Nelson has recorded it many, many years ago. I'm glad you have fun with the shirt. It made me smile, and I thought it would make you smile too. Love is true. I totally understand this, Simon. It's sad but common for many people to believe we either aren't struggling as much as we claim, or we can feel better by trying. I don't think you can feel better by trying. Uh, there was no trying to feel better. But when I was at my worst mentally, I was also at my worst physically, right? When I reached a point of complete reckless abandon and lack of care for my body, my health also followed, right? And I'm not saying that I was, like chronically sick, but it was like a wanting to die kind of thing, right? Like thinking that it's easier. I think maybe that's what it is. It's like it's easier to just be dead than it is to do this hard thing that is life and feeling that way, right? And that's not an easy thing to go through. And like that's what depression is. And for every single person, it's different as well. But it's again uh, unreal. What's real are those feelings. What's real is the experience that comes with it. What's real is the harm that it would bring your family, your close ones, society if you were no longer here with us, right? Like the thoughts that you are not worthy, that people won't miss you, that it would be easier for you to just be dead. Those are not true in that way, right? They're not real. The thoughts might be very real. You might have those thoughts, very real thoughts, but the information they're telling you is not real information. It's unreal, even though it feels very real. It's trippy how we got ourselves to this point alongside today's stream topic. Simon, I took time off from work for mental health reasons. I share that info with quite a few of my colleagues so I wouldn't feel shame about it. I thought that sharing with them might help them too, and every person I shared with except one told me they're having or had mental health struggles. You are not alone. Thank you, Nancy, for reminding us all. The fact that this guy on the shirt looks exactly like I did when I was younger just make it much better. Well, the popcorn thing was referring to the American popcorn brand called Orwell's. Ah, okay, that makes more sense. Thank you, Lavazana. Too poorly to work here, but the same experience, Nanchi. I dropped a recent photo of Orwell. He's been working out. He's riding a balloon animal bull. Thank you, Lavazana. Those of us with inflated backsides don't require any added weight because squatting down and lifting it back up is a workout technically. This is true. Melty, yes, sunlight, exercise, and copious amounts of water will certainly help with the fog that we experience. Agreed. Like, again, right? Brain fog used to be one of my biggest, like, struggles. And I've tried drugs, you won't believe. Uh, Pharmaceutical and not. And the only thing that has helped is taking proper care of myself. Unfortunately, the the one thing you can do for free is the thing you're supposed to be doing. But it's also the hardest work you'll ever do. The work you have to do for you. Right? It's paradoxical. It's unreal, but it's real. as real as you living it right now. Yeah, thank you. My blood pressure went up, and I was discussing with work colleagues. She told me her blood pressure, and it was very high, and she said she didn't know that we could take time off. Jeez. No, more people need to. We need to bring in a 4-day work week at the very least. Financi, the sharing of others, and how many people have experienced things but aren't in a space to communicate that. If so, hearing your words was still a blessing. It's random looking, staring out the window because you can't concentrate on the phone or the TV. Maybe don't concentrate on the phone or the TV, right? Like again, you can see like, oh, I'm so depressed that I can't even focus on my phone and my TV. Or you can see it as I am so aware as this intuitive system that my brain is actively trying to dissociate from this barrage of information that I'm feeding myself. Maybe you just need to go outside. Maybe outside is not nice. Maybe you just need to bring that chair nice and square up in front of that window and stare out of it. Do that for 40 minutes a day. Bring yourself back to the awareness of breath every single time you do, right? That also helps with brain fog, just like proper deep breathing every now and then. And then stare out of the window. And then if you feel your mind drifting or you looking for something to do, remind yourself that you can breathe, and you go. And then do that for a few days and then come back. So I'm gonna actually do that. Like, please, right? Please try that. Please try that and see if it helps. Because like, there's nothing to lose technically. You can only get better. If you're feeling bad, then there's only better to feel, right? There's only up to go. And I want you, up there with us, friend. It's a wealth of wisdom. I think I missed some. Okay, there we go. Just wanted to say that my therapist helped me so much in the willingness to try meds. Feelings are not facts, depression lies. There we go. Love to you, Zano. Zano, it's also a heavy lifter on the mental health front line. True. Dog is fixated on my bipolar and blood test results, though, Zana. Brain fog sucks. My moods are up and down, like American politics. Again, right? Again, Simon? This is me going like, there are moods going up and down. And then there is this form that stays relatively consistent. There is like a little bit of like a downward trajectory after you go through your youth. And I do believe with the technology that's coming up, that downward trajectory is just going to level out into a sine wave, right? And we'll get to live a lot longer. But taking care of this body, right, might be the thing that could be consistent for you. If your state of mood might not be something consistent, being able to get on your yoga mat once a day and then get your heart beating, do some squats, crank out some push-ups until you feel yourself a little bit out of breath. You can consistently do that, right? And you'll notice as well how the actual practice might be more difficult or more enjoyable depending on your mood as well. But you'll come out of it if you actually show up for it feeling better pretty consistently, relatively reliably. We have these literal systems built into our body, to reward us for these things. And it is something you can do for free. I feel like that's, unfortunately, right now where I'm very stuck as well. Right? Like I felt very stuck for a while, feeling like I do not have enough finances to do the things that I would like to. Right? Especially now there are, like when I was still living with my parents kind of vibe, I had a certain baseline security that I could lean into, right? And that going away changes the way you think. Surprise, surprise. I hope it hasn't changed the way I show up for people, I trust that it hasn't. I trust that I'm still being my authentic self. But it does change how you think about your time. How you think about what's real and what's unreal. Right? It is a lot of work being a person. And you're gonna be a person until you're not. And a person is a few things. Moving. Moving is amongst them. A person is something that moves. Alright. Right. Right. Like I my favorite motivator for exercise is only dead things don't move. And it's pretty harsh, but that's how it is. Only dead things don't move. Right? You're not dead yet, because look at you. Moving throughout the world. Capable of using your movements to make a difference in the world. To change lives. To inspire minds. To create experiences that would not have existed if not for your presence. Like this one. Like this one. Like literally, this doesn't exist if not for your presence in this moment. And I do not take that for granted. So thank you. I appreciate you being here. This is the last of the Hella Jelly. I'm happy to have experienced with a few friends. It is a sativa, and I feel it definitely did serve us well. Love is true. Let me see if I'm missing a few comments. Those phrases are very hard to articulate in the depth of degrees. I find it very helpful to constantly observe and question the sticky thoughts. Agreed. I was grateful for the words and wisdom that you chose to share with us, Zano and Anshi. Thank you both for the countless times that your advice has helped. He's from Johannesburg originally. Johannesburg isn't that far away from me. Not right now, at least. Yes, he was a punk drummer in Vancouver. Studied ballet for about a decade. He's full of surprises. Mel, is it bang on again? I need to get my sorry ass to morning melty yoga. You are welcome, dear friend. It's also free. And it's 15 minutes of your day, right? And for the longest time, that's all I did. Just the yoga. Literally just the yoga. And it has helped a lot. An African Canadian punk drummer sounds like a fun person to hang out with. It does. Motion and natural vitamins from the sun and from pollen that drift past us are as good for us as anything that the dog can give you. Good music helps too. That's true. One more heat cycle. My intention is to dispel all of the unreal. Expel that unreal. Yeah, leave. I say. I say leave. Cries the unreal out as well. More unreal will be expelled. The previous round got all of the Unreal up. Good. We heal when we move, this is true. Stretch a little bit to difference. Sounds Ace Combo Joe. I'm UK time here. True. That's lovely about nature. What's lovely about nature is that you don't have to concentrate to hear it. Right now, unfortunately, most of my audio is dominated by the sounds of cars rushing by. So I kind of have to concentrate a little bit to hear what I would usually consider nature. So what I do instead is I remind myself that even cars rushing by is nature, technically. Human nature, but nature nonetheless. Who am I to say it's not natural? Right? It's been my reality since I've been on this planet. Right? Cars have been as natural to me as technically, cars have been more natural to me than elephants. And I've seen elephants. But cars have been more natural to me than those, right? On a real level, the best advice to anyone who is or is feeling cooped up or stagnant is to go outside. Go a long way away from the city and just sit quietly in the natural surroundings. This is good advice. I believe that there is a literal, almost like well-like effect that happens in homes, right? Where a certain state of consciousness can be occupied in that home. And you might feel stuck in that well, in that gravity well of the familiar. And the only way for you to not feel that stuck energy is to put yourself outside of it. And then, right, you'll still feel this draw. You'll feel this draw to your home, to that gravity well that is there somewhere. And then returning to it will feel better. Because it will, instead of just feeling like it's drawing away from you, it will again feel like it's giving you something. Because all of your environments draw from you, right? As you draw from your environment as well. It's a symbiosis, right? But escaping that familiarity, allowing yourself experiences that are outside of your norm is good for your development, is good for your brain. It's good for your mind. It's good for your human experience. Meld, you saying gave me an aha moment. I like those. You want to share it? Bless you. I'm feeling gratitude for you too, dear friend, for the familiarity of language. It is pretty cool that I can make a bunch of sounds and you friends can understand me. That this friend can come outside and I can go, hello, dude.
Hello, bro.
How are you feeling?
Yes, I am looking for Dynavite.
Oh,
Here it is.
there is. We're talking about gratitude for the familiarity of language and the fact that I can like make sounds at you and you know what they mean.
Yes.
You can respond.
Yes.
It's pretty neat.
But we have also had the whole fractal of if language was never a thing, we'd probably still have some way.
I mean, I really look forward to communicating via telekinesis. Like, we're all gonna have chips in our brains, and then we're gonna have a direct link. We're gonna have direct links to each other's.
People gonna spam you in the middle of the day. 101111.
No.
101100.
Yeah, like in the same way, my phone is always on silent. My Neuralink is always nearly on silent as well. There'll be a tab.
I put it on vibrate.
Not the. There'll be a tab where my notifications go, and then if I feel like it, I will glance in the direction of tabs. What's happening here now? Oh, 5 trillion notifications. Let me look away again. You got mail. You got mail.
Did you cut your hair?
No.
No, did it just curl more?
Yeah, it's just very
Okay. No, it just looks shorter now, today.
Yeah, like I've been having this running joke that my hair doesn't grow.
It doesn't.
It just doesn't grow.
As it grows, it curls.
Yeah.
More. It pulls back the same amount of.
My hair has been this length literally for the last 4 years.
Maybe your hair is like very scared to touch your shoulders or something. It's like.
Actually, you know what happened once? You know, I was doing yoga and I was doing it shirtless, and I did like a swooping up, and I brought my arms down, right? And you can't even see how that could happen.
Yeah.
Where my hair could get here, and then as I was bringing my arms down, my hair got caught in between my armpits and pulled, and I did not like that. That did not please me, dude. That experience was like.
From that moment, subconsciously, you altered the genetics of your
My hair, it never grew long.
Defense mechanism.
Bro, my hair was like, bro, that guy's gonna like shear us off. He's gonna go get blades and make us fall to the ground. Do not grow past this length. That sounds awful. No thank you to the Neuralink. There's gonna be more than one company. You don't have to get a Neuralink.
Guys, just put it on vibrate.
Yeah, like again, it's gonna be a familiarity of language kind of thing, dude. Like we are very familiar and used to this language, and I don't think it's gonna go away. I think it will be quaint. It will be like meditation, people talking to each other in a normal way, and it's probably gonna be hard.
But I think if people can globally communicate telepathically without the use of cellular phones or something, that's gonna fucking destroy monogamy. Because no one can look see in your.
I don't think it's gonna work like that.
Bro, human beings.
It doesn't. I don't think it's like again. You don't have to make all of your thoughts
Obviously,
available to them.
it's the same as the phone.
Yeah.
You don't have to, but people do. I'm saying.
True. Yeah. Again, monogamy, bro. Relationship in general is something that I feel needs to be true.
Yeah,
Right.
it's hard. Bro.
Exactly.
The,
And
the
then-
impermanence of things, of all
Exactly.
things.
Exactly. And like there's an acknowledgement of the impermanence, and I feel like weirdly enough, healthy relationships have that as a very real understanding in
Yeah,
them as
one
well.
day, our
Like,
paths will
Yeah, it could.
eventually.
Yeah, it is. Like I feel
Even if it's by day.
in my personal experience, bro, like the relationships I've gotten hurt in, there is this very like idealistic communication and reiteration of like forever, right? And never ever will forever not be forever, like never, right? And every time it's not kind of vibe. I think the kettle was on, so I don't know. So yeah, love is true.
Yeah, but
That's what I found.
I'm not bashing with it either because love is true. I'm just saying it's gonna destroy monogamy because as a construct, people are gonna have the freedom without judgment to like be true to what
Who they are.
and what they feel.
And
And many times people love in abundance. It's not just I love this one thing only, and that
Yeah.
means I love nothing else.
dude, I was literally talking today about that constricted view of the world where you literally do not allow yourself to see anything else. We were talking about it in the era of depression, how like my depression, you couldn't tell me anything. You couldn't make me feel better. Like you trying to make me feel better was met with me thinking this fucking guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Right? Like that's literally my experience of you trying to tell me something.
And I think when I was like at first, in the first few months, when I was like bashing with you on the subject, it's more of like a thing because not being monogamous doesn't destroy the romance whatsoever.
Mm.
That's the whole thing. I think people are like, oh, romance and love can only be like this, like here. But then a week later they get done and then they find love like this over here.
Like her again, dude. Her was a very beautiful depiction of that, like again, multi-consciousness.
Yeah.
Having again the mental room. That's I think, in my mind at least. Like I still do believe in the truth of love, but when it comes to the amount of time I believe it takes to build a real relationship with a person, I feel it's easier technically being monogamous, and that's kind of
It
like
is, yeah.
yeah, where it probably like came from as well, where like we didn't have the time for the longest time
Mm.
to not right like literally you had like a job and you had to like procreate, so you had to have like a family, so it was like very much like a system. The American dream was a system of iterating so that we can continue. And there's gonna be a lot of changes in our future, and I feel like the way we get into relationships is definitely gonna be one of them. But I hope at the very least, it's gonna be, as you said, like a transparency thing,
Mm.
where if we're gonna be in relationships with each other, we should be in relationships as our authentic selves.
Yes, completely open. Whatever that may be, no matter how shitty the nest is, like it's your nest.
In fact, you should be very transparent if the nest is, an absolute mess,
Yes.
because otherwise you're being deceitful,
Yes,
like,
and that doesn't make the nest not a mess.
yeah.
It's just pretending like it's
Exactly, and then
and
by
that
the
leads to
time
pain.
by the time the person is too far into the mess to realize what the fuck's going on around them, it might be too late for them
I
to
have
get
been
out.
that person way too many times
Tell me about
in
it.
my life.
How do you know?
Ask me how I
Walks in. Oh goodness, wait a second. Am I sinking?
Why is there no ground
why am I
here?
sinking? I'm not card time. Melita, it is card time. Does not change the clocks. Yeah, we don't do daylight savings. It's always the same time for me. No, it's always the same time. I think I missed a few, but I know you friends held the space lovingly. Today isn't that bad. Bless you, friends, with the cool. The heat is coming our way soon. Buzzing off melt right now. Bless you, bro. Yeah, energy. Energy.
Was was time zones ever really a necessary thing? Why can't their day just be at the PM?
Because-
and the night be
because-
why?
because-
Have one global time.
Money!
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe it has to have a globalized time.
No. It's like the way they have like the daylight savings is literally like moving the clock an hour earlier so that people can like have an hour longer of daylight because they used to like work as long as
Yeah.
they could.
My point was on time zones in general across the globe. Why is it really so necessary to like have
Because
all
this-
but
because-
what I'm saying is people who have like opposite
Okay,
day night hours.
Just
now.
this alone is the fact that we used to do time of sundials,
Yes.
right?
Yes, and the sundials will be different depending on where you are. Obviously, I get that.
And there's like it's literally morning where they are.
Yes.
And our day.
Yes, but I'm saying, what is wrong with your morning starting at 5 p.m.? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. And I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? It's still your morning.
But it's just 5 p.m.
Yes. I'm saying. it's-
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
hear what you're saying. Okay.
Why is it a relevant thing? That's what I'm saying.
I just think it's again one of those like used to, right? Familiarity things.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's 5 a.m. And it's like it's for me, oh, 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. So that was my whole point. Like, it's
And weirdly enough, this card we pulled is called Gaia Grid, dude. Which, like, we're talking about the whole Earth and the whole grids of time.
Are you psychic or?
We all of us are psychic. 45, 58. 58. Simon, if you checked in Yoga Flogo, you'll be treated to a photo of me this morning. Post yoga after literally having rolled out of bed. Yeah, you don't have to be pretty for it. You don't have to be dressed and pressed. You don't have to have a cool outfit. You can just have a fabulous shirt on. You know, that's the only prerequisite. There's our friend Loizana
Mhm.
had a shirt that's called like her name is Lois.
Yeah.
Zana, right? And
Yeah.
it was like fab you and then Lois. Fabulous. That's why I was like, you have to have a fabulous shirt. Cedric is calling me. My client. Yours is. Yeah, I don't think our friends can hear that, but we just got called to be asked our channel name for the for my channel, and it might be here right now. Maybe that's why I'm getting a little flustered. And yeah, so love is true. We pulled this card again the whole time, Fractal. Gaia Grid. Thinking about all of these lines connecting all of us throughout the world. Swag business call. Simon, if you check in Discord, okay, there we go. Let's read what it means, shall we? Card number 58. Earth wisdom and fellowship. Because it could be here right now, is that supposed to convince us to be on our best behavior? Me suddenly is like, oh goodness. Oh, please, everybody behave. Please, everybody. Please, let's pretend we're all normal.
No going ape.
No. Everybody, like, do not read higher in chat. Do not have several cultural traditions around the planet. Identify energy grids within our world. Gaia is the consciousness of Mother Earth, here, seen holding this planetary grid in her bountiful lap. The Earth grid, or Gaia grid, is associated with geomancy, ley lines, and the unified field theory. The geometry is most often represented as a dodecahedron and embodies fellowship, community, and our collective unconscious. Highly activated vortices and sacred sites abound at places where these geometries intersect. Migration routes and the tectonic shifts move along these paths of energy. By pulling this card, you are asked to view the way energy moves and to observe the choices in your life that strengthen or diminish your energy. What brings you to your fullest potential, and where does that happen? There are places where you will feel comfortable, those that may seem to sap your power, and those that may seem to sap your power. As you choose a home, we even talked about the whole home fractal. What do you think about this? When you make a home for yourself, there's a certain familiarity gravity bubble that happens there. Hey, a
Oh,
home.
you make a house.
Right? Like where you feel like, oh, this is where I am, this is where I am. And a certain set of consciousness happens there.
Yeah.
And some people stay in their home so long where that familiarity can almost turn into a type of depression. Right? And then escaping that environment, going somewhere else, there is this longing. That gravity still exists and there's this longing to go back to that. And then when you actually get back there, it's almost rejuvenating, where it feels like there's this like, security, like laying back into your couch kind of gravity of the experience, right?
It's very much grass is greener type of vibe.
Exactly, bro.
If you have all the freedom of personal space and you call it loneliness, and if you have no freedom for personal space.
Dude, as you choose a home on this planetary grid and realize resonance, as you choose a home on this planetary grid and unite with Earth wisdom, you will activate your place and realize resonance with the spirit of your space. Fellowship can be seen as a means of connecting you through personal contact, through travel or technology, to the people and information that will show you exactly what you need to learn and experience at this moment in time. Love is true. Thank you, dear friends, for joining us. Your best behavior is pretty colorful at times. That's true. Because he could be here. That's true. You friends crack me up. I appreciate you for joining me again, for finding a moment in your day. I need to drag myself out of this environment. Card 58 is relevant here. Yeah. You have a home. You have activated the planetary grid. Pay attention to what diminishes your energy, dear Simon, and do less of that. Love is true. I appreciate you friends for joining me again. I am going to pull up. I'm going to pull up one of these. Get it to say a goodbye message. Not this one. There we go. Huh. This is technically yesterday's, but it's just been staying. Just been sitting there. So I feel I wanna make the most of it. I hope all of you have the mostest magnificent day, everyone. I wholeheartedly, oh yay, love you. So mega super duper mega extra truthers for realsers. So very muchly Masha marbled, molliful, Meltmore, and all of you oh so certainly super, celestially stellar, gregoriously groovy and mind-bogglingly moving, exceptionally effervescent, absolutely awesome, authentically wholesome, humanimal critter creatures making the unreal a reality. Thank you, Jovan, for sending us your goodbye message. I thought you were gonna be too worky-lurky to send one, so I was surprised. What was unreal in my mind was suddenly made real by you. Thank you, friends, for joining me too. I'll see you friends again tomorrow.